afternoon. I'm Tom Vanden Elsen and I own and operate Fast Forward Superchargers. We started in 2004 with the first kit and went into production in 2005. This will be 10 years this year of building and shipping kits all over the world. As you can see, the kit looks almost factory. This particular car is a 1990 test car that we bought in 2007, I guess it was, and we did the design of the 1.6 liter kit for California emissions and so on. And one of the guys locally was racing a 91 Miata and looking for an upgrade, and we had this built engine sitting on the floor that had never been run, so we sold the engine and transmission out of this to the guy that was racing, and we put in the whole 99 drivetrain. For this particular car, the engine is built by Robello. The head's been flowed. The bottom end is all balanced crank with 01 to 05 crank support plate and an 01 to 05 oil pan as well. You need that to go with that crank support plate. And then it's Carrillo rods and JE pistons. It's all been balanced, the whole thing. It's good to about 8,500 RPM, 9,000 maybe. The head's been done with 1mm oversized valves and heavier springs. And again, everything up there in a cam. Everything up there was done for performance as well. And as you can see, you've got the stock Fast Forward Superchargers kit. The only thing that's different from this and the stock kit is we've got a bigger pulley. And we've added significantly larger injectors because we're running E85 ethanol in this. And it takes a lot more fluid to run ethanol at these rates. This particular engine at the moment is running 18 pounds of boost right now. And again, like all other Fast Forward Supercharger kits, it has no intercooler. We don't need them, don't use them. We're running just a single extra injector, and it's a pre-blower to help cool the blower at the same time as cooling the intake charge. And it's interesting enough with ethanol, it does such a great job of cooling that when you put your foot down on the dyno with this, it actually can cool a little bit. This particular setup, we've added just everything we could to make it absolutely top of the line. The original 1990 had the barn door airflow meter. To make sure that we could get 300 horsepower through this, we replaced that with a 3-inch Mustang mass airflow meter, and we have a mass airflow meter box in the cowl here that does the conversion. It converts the mass airflow meter to emulate the airflow meter. So the stock ECU, because this car is still running the stock 1990 ECU, the ECU doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know it's got a 1.8, it doesn't know it's got a mass airflow meter. It's still running like a stock 1990, so when you're off boost, the car runs just like stock. We also replaced the stock fuel pressure regulator that would have been on the 90 with an adjustable fuel pressure regulator for two reasons. One, we wanted to be able to control the pressure of the fuel if we needed to get more fuel or less fuel, depending on where we were in boost. And two, we wanted one that was totally compatible with ethanol that had all the right rubber in it. We replaced the stock radiator with a 55mm coil to try and get the cooling up that we're going to need for the engine because of all the extra boost and such. And also in this particular car, because we used it to test all kinds of different changes that could be made for performance, we took the water out of the car and we replaced it with Evans waterless coolant, which is a fluid that has a boiling point of about 350 degrees or so. So there's no real possibility of localized flash steam in the water jacket area near the top of the pistons, which you can get with water, and that can lead to knock. So a lot of times people end up with knock, and the knock is strictly because they're running a water mix in their radiator. The water being right at the top of the cylinder where you have localized very high temperatures can cause that to flash to steam right in that area, and that area can allow for knock because you lose your cooling effect of the water. With the Evans waterless, because it's 350-degree boiling point and there's no steam flash, that problem goes away. So it's just one more possible way of eliminating knock. As you can see down in this area, each one of the runners on the exhaust manifold is running an exhaust gas thermocouple. And in here are the 4 readouts, the 2 gauges, but they're dual gauges. The red tips, the tip that's over here pointing this direction is for number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. It's just a great way to tell if you have any issues with any individual cylinder before they become a problem and you lose an engine. As you can see in the back, we're running still the stock 1990 ignition coils, which are really good enough to run at even 18 pounds of boost on ethanol, which is quite good for stock coils. It's one thing to make a car that can go really, really fast. The other important part is being able to stop that car. So for these, we're running the Brian Goodwin Willwood Big Brake Kit. To help get traction, we're running the 949 Racing nickel 15 by 8 inch rims on 225 5015 Kumo Exta tires. So the tires have relatively straight sidewalls. You can really plant the rubber right on the rim. Down in here, we have the boost gauge, AEM failsafe gauge that has digital recording. You can download data of all 3, RPM, boost, and air fuel, to a computer and then do plotting. And we have oil temperature. If you're going to push an engine really hard, it really helps to know the oil temperature. Because of the way that this engine was put together, it really does stay nice and cool. You've got to push it pretty hard to get the oil to get really good and hot. Of course, we're running Mobil 1 oil to go with that. We added a flex fuel sticker to it because it really is actually a flex fuel car. It has the ability to run E85 or gasoline or any mix of the two. The only problem is if you're going to run gasoline, you do have to turn the boost down. It won't run 18 pounds of boost on gasoline. When you do use a mixture inside the compartment here, you'll note this little knob, and the knob this direction is ethanol. If you turn it all the way over here, it's gasoline, and anywhere in between is any mix. And it's fairly easy to set because all you have to do is when the mix is in the car is to put your foot down, look at what your air fuel is, and adjust that slightly to get the air fuel. Once it's set, you're good to go. The car is riding on K-Sport Pro fully adjustable coilovers with adjustable ride height and adjustable relief on the valving on the shock absorbers themselves. You have 36 different adjustments for the relief, along with total adjustment on the ride height. The adjustments are right here. These just come out. You can take them out and leave them out, or leave them in, and you rotate and it goes click, click, click. There are 36 clicks stop to stop.